A simple but fun project for a hobbyist on a rainy day. I'm using this giant chunk of cherry that I have left over from a previous build. Of course you can use whatever you like, but I like how cherry burns, and you'll see what I mean later on. My first step is ripping this down to a more manageable size. I'm ripping this to 6 inches, that's going to be the height of my car key holder, and notice how I'm ripping this out in 2 passes. Now cherry likes to burn, which ironically I'm avoiding right now, but also my saw really isn't that powerful, so cutting this in 2 passes makes everything a lot easier. I'm drawing out the design I want with chalk, and now there's a couple benefits here using chalk. Now, instead of a pencil, chalk is very easy to erase, get rid of. It's easy to sand away. Sometimes pencils can dig in, but a real benefit here of using chalk instead of a pencil is that chalk can be a really good replacement for templates. What I mean is that you can use different thicknesses of chalk to get your letters, and then as you're carving this out, you can simply follow the chalk line. For carving this out, I'm just using this really small Dremel tool. It's one I just picked up a while ago and ended up really liking it because it feels like a pencil, so it makes it really easy to carve out letters. Now I'm not the best at this, it's not perfect, but honestly at the end of the day that doesn't matter. It's actually what makes it a really fun project because it's personal. I added some extra random borders going around my name, and to be honest I don't really know what I was going for. I was just having fun carving, so I kept going. But once I finished all that, I switched over to a plane. I'm using a plane for all the edges just to get these shaped a little bit because the square is boring. Of course, if you have a powered hand plane, that really helps for this process. I have this little 12-volt Bosch one, and I've used it on a lot of projects because it's a lot of fun and very useful. But a small hand plane is still nice to have for that final finish look. I need my name to stand out more, and I have a lot of options. I could stain it. I'm going to do wood burning. Actually, there's a couple options. You can use a propane torch or one of these standard wood burning tools. And of course they have different use cases. I'm using the propane torch in this case. Something really cool about the propane torch is it burns the surface but not where you carve, so you get kind of this reverse color look. This is also probably a good time to say, obviously you shouldn't be using a propane torch if you're not comfortable with it. When you're sanding, you want to be careful because it's real easy to sand through the areas you burned, but sanding can be a really great tool for fine-tuning the burn look when you're done.